Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to be making andesite. Did you know that there is a vanilla recipe for andesite? So if you have a look over here, if you take diorite and cobblestone, you mix it together in your inventory, you can just mix it here in your inventory, you'll get andesite. So if we want to go ahead and make a whole load of andesite using the create mod, this is how we're going to do it. So we're going to take quartz and cobblestone. So we've got 2 quartz, we've got 2 cobblestone in our inventory over here. Quartz, cobblestone, and we've got diorite. Okay, so that equals diorite. And then if we take the diorite and we add cobblestone to it, we're going to get andesite. So we go over here, we get the cobblestone, and look at that. We've got 4 blocks of andesite, and that's how easy it is. So let's pop over to the create mod world and make this contraption. And we're back in my beautiful create mod world. Let's go ahead and pop down the elevator. Let's go down to andesite level and I'll show you the area I've selected. Okay, so this is the area I've selected. Beautifully designed, I love it. So you can see this is where majority of the andesite can be found. And this is the area that we are going to be building the andesite factory. So I've already got the schematic in place. There it is, beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and gather all the resources I'll need. So a couple of mechanical crafters, arms, depots, all of these things. And once I get everything ready, I'll do a quick time lapse and build everything. And then I'll show you how everything is working. And my andesite build is complete. There we go. We've got the diorite creation at the top. It goes down, becomes diorite, goes into the corner and gets andesite. And there we go, all done. So I'm sure you've noticed all the quartz coming into the farm and you're thinking, where's all this quartz coming from? Let's show you. In free cam here, I'm just going to pop downstairs here quickly and you'll see this is my quartz farm. So I've gone ahead and I've loaded the power from the power factories. And I had to slow it down quite a bit because it was going way too fast. And over here, the quartz factory is busy working its way down. And at the end here, this is where the quartz gets produced. The quartz is going to get split off over there and is going to get popped off into the tunnel, go all the way up here and make its way down this water column and into this area where it sits on the deployer and waits to be taken over to the mechanical crafters. So if you want to see the video on how I made that quartz farm, I'll link it in the description below and I'll link it at the top here. Make it easy for you. Let's go ahead and explain what's happening. So we'll do bit by bit, section by section. So we've got this mechanical arm that's bringing the quartz over from the farm downstairs. It puts it into the mechanical crafters in this shape, in this format. The output of the diorite, you see that triangle there? It is getting put into that hopper over there. So you'll see the hopper's got some stuffs in it. That hopper feeds directly into this mechanical crafter. So we don't have to worry about the arm putting it in there, but we do need to have this arm take the cobblestone from that deployer over there, puts it into that mechanical crafter and puts it over here. So I want to make sure that it understands that there's a round robin, which is fine. But sometimes what happens is if this quartz, which I don't see it running short anytime soon, but if the quartz does run up, I want to be able to feed it into here, because this hopper would have collected quite a bit of diorite. So this process is going to keep going on until there's no copper. With the current state of round robin, it's going to go ahead and carry on putting the cobblestone there and there. So at this point in time, it's going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if it can't do 1 and 2, it's not going to do number 3. So to prevent that, I'm actually going to pick it up and we're going to say, right, this is going to be the priority. So we're going to take from there, we're going to collect it into this one, then this one, then that one. Okay. So when we click on it, you'll see it says preferred first target, which means this will be the first target it's going to prefer over this main one. And the reason for that is if this happens to fill up, the quartz is empty, this happens to fill up, that hopper at the back fills up full of diorite, this will continue producing andesite. And you can see, oh, we can take that out. This is still producing andesite. So this is awesome. It's going to keep doing its thing. And we sort it. We never have to worry about it ever stopping. It's just going to keep producing. And the second more quartz comes in over here, it will go back to the mechanical croft at the back and it will carry on putting cobblestone. And the whole process will just keep going. I want to go ahead and create an off switch. So we don't have to have this thing running all the time, only when we need it. So we can just have some AFK time. So I'm going to show you how to do an off switch. For the off switch, we're going to need a clutch and a lever. So what the clutch does, if you have a look here, the clutch will have an input power and it shows you that there's power coming through. When we switch the switch on, the power stopped in the clutch. And we turn it back on again, the power goes all the way through. So essentially, the clutch is a switch. In Playman's terms, it's just a switch. If I put the clutch over here, this is the same shaft that feeds over there, and it feeds anything going up. If we go over here, we've got the brick farm. So this is the brick farm that I made in a previous video. Again, I'll link it in the top over there if you want to have a look at that. So this has a switch in place. So what I did is I put the switch over here. We've got a block right there, redstone, and this is stopping. So this is an output that's going to this entire machine. If I turn this thing on, this entire machine, everything will keep going again. If I put the switch over here, that means everything up is going to be turned off. So we need to go ahead and put the switch somewhere else. And I'm thinking maybe I put the switch over here. That way, if I need to turn anything off, maybe I'll even put it here. If I need to turn anything off, all of this will turn off. Okay, let's experiment and let's see how it goes. So I think I'm going to have to change all of this, which is not a problem, so that we can have some kind of the vertical switch in here. So if we take this out and we say, right, we're going to put you in there. This is running in this direction, which is fine. We're going to pop this out. And we can maybe just put a... We can just put a gearbox there. I need a second gearbox. Let's do that. Okay, so we've got a gearbox here. And we're going to have to change this because there's two inputs over there, and change it there. All right. So all of this is working again. Everything is powered back on. And all we need to do, put a lever right there. See, everything is working. It's all running. Every bit of this machine is turning. Everything's running. Everything's turning. If we pop up here and we switch this off, look at that. Everything stopped. Absolutely everything stopped. So this is the way to interrupt the power. Obviously the power received from here. But if we have a look, everything else further down and everything else further up is still turning. It's still going. And that is how you put a power switch on a farm. So the reason you would power some farms off is purely for lag purposes. At the end of the day, this is a create world. There's a lot of spinning parts, lots of things moving around, and you can't have pretty shaders on if everything is spinning and turning. Look how beautiful my shaders look. The minute I start looking at the machines, you see that little bit of a jitter. Now, if this is turned on, are we going to have jitters? Nope, we're all good. Why? Because I actually turned a lot of machines off. So that brick machine at the top actually did quite a bit of power damage. And I've even put a power switch on the Quartz factory. I'll show you where I put that one. Yay, this is the Quartz factory. Our shaders are working so beautifully. My power switch is here. Here it is. So all the power is still coming through, but everything here will stop. So quiet. It's wonderful. So this has a power switch over there. And if we go up to the brick area, which is called stone. I need to change it to bricks. Okay, this is the brick area. Nice and dark, nice and dingy. But you see that? Little laggy. And there we go. It's all turned on again. All the particles, all the fire bits. Everything's spinning. Everything's off. How awesome is this? Okay, so go ahead and create some switches for your world. And just to help your lag. I know you need it. I'm sure you do. Okay, so seeing as this is a factory, I'm not going to go ahead and put anything around it because this is the mine after all. So it can just stay open, look raw, see the mechanical things whirling around and making all the stuff. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you the power of this type of machine. So we can just stand here AFK. It can automatically produce the andesite for us. And all we need to do if we want to make andesite alloy is go ahead, grab all of this, grab some iron and go to the workshop. So I'm going to show you that now. Okay, let's just grab a stack. Okay, so I've still got some going over there. Over here, I have my little iron farm. So this thing has also been connected to the main power. You'll see over here, this shaft goes all the way down and around. You'll see all of that digging I did over there. All of that essentially goes back all the way down there to the main power station. The first one that DioSil and I built. It's that one. So this is, this had to be slowed down quite a bit. But if we go in here, we can grab some iron. Okay, there we go. We've got a stack of iron. So I've got a stack of andesite, a stack of iron. Let's head over to my wonderful workshop. I love this place. Okay, and if we come over to this machine, this is such a cool machine. We can go over here. Let's just make 64 iron nuggets. Alright, so there's two recipes to make andesite alloy. You can either have it where you've got double the amount. You get one item. So if you do 2 iron ingots and 2 andesite blocks, you're going to get 1 andesite alloy. And that means that we're only going to get 32 andesite alloys from 64 blocks. But if we mix it, it's a 1-to-1 ratio and you get 1 item. So that means if we have 64 andesite blocks and 64 iron ingots, we'll have 64 andesite alloy. How cool is that? So let's go ahead, add 64 iron, 64 andesite. And this is just going to keep producing andesite alloy for me automatically, and all I need to do is just stand here. Very easy. The mixing is just going to happen. Thank you guys so much for watching the video on how to make andesite blocks and how to make andesite alloy in the most efficient way. If you guys want to watch the video on how I made this really cool workshop, I'll link the video over here for you to enjoy. And that is it from me. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everyone.